What's up, guys? So today was going to be a back to school video, but due to recent events I can't actually go and get things for this video. I can't drive into town to pick things up for this video. So instead I'm going to do the storytime video that I missed while I was busy being sick. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get straight into this. Alright, so this story is about two of my mates who, wow, there's actually, now that I start thinking about it, a lot to unpack here. When I originally met them, and I met them both at the same time because they always hang out with each other, I was told by the person that I sort of met them through that they were potentially gay with each other, and I know that's not the fact, but it was still sort of like weird, I guess, in a way. Not in like a I'm judging them for, you know, being gay or anything, but like it was just sort of like, why, anyway, it was just sort of a weird thing that they were like, they're not, but yet there's photos of them like shirtless out in the rain or like lying on the bed together. Again, I'm assuming from the same day, still shirtless, and it's just like really weird. So they already know that I think that, so I can say that on here. But yeah, no. So after I sort of met them the first night, and it was a night, and I met them up at like a lookout, and for whatever reason we just decided that where we were like waiting for them, there was no actual like light. So when they pulled up in their car and hopped out, they're then backlit by the headlights of their car, so I can't actually make out their faces. So it wasn't until like the next day when I'd like added them on Facebook, you know, asked what they were up to, went and actually hung out with them properly, that I was able to like put faces and names together. So that was sort of a weird way to meet two of my now best friends. But yeah, that's how it happened. And then after a while, as my sort of board game collection steadily grew, we started going out camping and stuff, and so I have two particular stories that come from like camping with them. One of them's a little bit more lengthy, even though it happened first. I will leave it till the end, just to get like the shorter one out of the way. So last year on Australia Day, like weekend, they went out camping on one of the beaches in the area, and so I've sort of, mind you, one of them has a four-wheel drive, so they've actually driven out onto the beach and like up the beach a bit to find a nice quiet spot and then made camp there. My car is not, so I've had to pull up into the sort of parking area near where the four-wheel drive track is out onto the beach, and then take all of my equipment like 500 meters up the beach, people came down to say hello, but only like 2 people actually offered to carry equipment for me. And like obviously because they'd already had their tents and stuff set up, and I was bringing a tent for one of these mates as well. I had like my tent, I think I had a chair to sit on, like a bag of clothes, a whole heap of stuff. A little excessive for like one night, I will grant, but I did still have a whole heap of stuff, and only like 2 people offered to help. So anyway, get up there, set up camp, and then I'm like, cool, so now what are we going to go do? Because like we're here, and I can tell that you guys have already been drinking probably since you woke up, but like I'd like to actually go and do something. So we ended up going for a bit of a swim, and then me and one of these mates and another one of our mates that was there went for a run up the beach, because there were like these rocks sort of out in the water that we wanted to go sort of explore. And the other mate came up, and he can't swim, so I don't know why he thought camping on a beach was a good idea, but that's where we were camping, and he decided that he was going to come explore the rocks with us, despite the fact that it would mean that he had to swim out to the rocks. So that was an interesting adventure, especially considering that the tide was coming in at the time. So that was all sorts of fun. And then it started to get dark, so we've gone back up to the campsite, had dinner, played a couple of games, like card games and stuff, and then we've sort of gone down to the beach, and we were sort of talking to the people that were in like the next campsite over, sort of down closer to the water's edge there. And then one of my mates thought it would be funny to mix all of the drinks into one bottle, take that bottle down and offer it to one of the mates that these stories are about. And thinking that it was just that alcohol that he's been handed, he took a massive swig, realised that its alcohol concentration was far exceeding what it should have been, and that it was absolutely disgusting, but not wanting to look weak in front of the girls that were camping next to us, he drank the whole thing. So yeah, that was that trip. It's not really that long of a story, but it's still kind of funny. We still to this day refer to mixing alcohols in that way as Paul and a Sam, which is the name of the friend that mixed the drinks. The other story that I have for you guys is, so myself and these other 2 mates went out camping with one of our other mates who's now in the Navy, before he like signed up and went to like the barracks and stuff for training. And we decided that we'd go camping. It was still near a beach, but it was sort of in like a clearing in like the trees. So we weren't on the beach itself this time. So it made a little bit more sense. But we got there, we sort of set up, played a couple of card games and stuff, and I think to begin with we were only planning on staying in the clearing. We'd just sort of chosen it because it was nice and cool at the time. But then we were playing Suddenly Drunk. So people were getting all sorts of weird combinations of cards and therefore having to drink excessively. At which point they've then, one of our friends has then gone and sort of sat near the fire and started burning bits of plastic for whatever reason. Conversation then came up just about really random things. And then this other friend that was with us just started getting really riled up about like the wars and stuff that are currently being fought in like the Middle East, and he was getting really aggressive about it, a little bit racist about it, so I'm not repeating anything that he said. But yeah, no, he so then we've sort of been like, okay, well, like, you need to like you're really drunk, you need to go and like lie down or whatever. So we've taken him over to the tent, sort of laid him down. It's like, do you want to, drink a water or anything? And then he's like, nah, sort of rolled over and just passed out. So like, cool, hopefully that's him done for the night, because he was starting to bring the mood down. Me and one of my mates were then like, I was like, I know you said there was a beach here, like, where is it? He's like, oh, it's just sort of through here. And starts just walking through the bush with no torch or anything. Just starts walking through the bush in like the middle of the night. I'm like, dear God, I'm gonna have to stay like this far behind you so that I can see you and therefore know where to step, because I've never been here before. And the idea of stepping on a snake while it's trying to sleep is not a fun thought in my head. So I'm very carefully walking behind him, and then all of a sudden, my phone rings. I answer it, and it's my other mate who decided to stay back at the camp to sort of like keep an eye on everything, tidy up a bit, and make sure that our other mate didn't like vomit in the tent. And he's told me over the phone that he'd woken up, asked where everyone had gone, and then as soon as our mate had been like, oh, they just went to the beach and pointed directly after us, our drunk friend had then decided to run headlong into the bush. Now, it's important to realise at this point that this drunk friend normally wears glasses, because he lost them about 6 times in the bush, and then would just lie down until our other mate caught up to him and was like, where the hell are your glasses? Would rummage around for a bit, find them, put them back on his face, help the other guy up and try to lead him back, only to be told, get the F off me, and have him turn and continue to run after us. Me and my friend ended up on the beach, not realising that we're having difficulties in the bush behind us. We've then come back to the campsite, being like, okay, like I know he said that, old mate ran off into the bush, but like he was really drunk, he couldn't have gotten that far. Only for us to then be like, well, where the hell are they then? And it turns out that our drunk friend wasn't giving up until he came out the other side, where he would hope to find us. Meanwhile, I've been shown that there was a way, like an actual, like, driving, I don't know if it was like to drive down or walk down or what, but there was an actual like path down onto the beach. I was like, you made me walk through the bush in the middle of the night when you could have just taken me the other way. So I was a little bit annoyed at that, and then we've had to then go halfway through the bush again to find our two friends, me and the mate that had gone down to the beach then lifted him up, put one arm over our shoulders each, sort of carried him back through the bush. The other guy just holding on to his glasses like, I'm not even going to bother this time. We like laid him down and like, just go to sleep. Like, don't make us knock you out, because we will. And yeah, that story also has now become a bit of an inside joke with that particular friends group, where we'll just like randomly bring up the fact of, you know, either how aggressive he got that night, which is like one of the main things they remember him by. I was a little bit closer to this mate, so I know him better than that, but like that's one of the things they remember him for. And then yeah, the other bit's just the really idiotic decision of walking through the bush in the middle of the night when you have a perfectly okay like track to walk down. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and all that other good stuff. Yeah, until next time.